Hello, so welcome to my channel once again. So today we're going to talk about benefits of learning a language. So I'm pretty much sure that you know there are really a lot of benefits, but I'm gonna somehow try to tell you about 5 major benefits that I consider to be the most important, so stay tuned. Okay, so before I start with this list, I would like to tell you about 2 applications that I found really useful for learning foreign language. First would be Duolingo. So I don't know if you have heard for Duolingo, but I advise you to use it because it's really great thing, and you can learn a language really good with Duolingo. And actually you start, for example, as a beginner, and every day you have to practice for 5 minutes, and then you have some scores, and the more you study, the more vocabulary and grammar you learn, you can go further and further. And every time you have a little message tells you, it's your 5 minutes to study Portuguese. For example, I study Portuguese or some other language. I have been studying Portuguese with Duolingo for about 3 months, and it's really getting better. I can feel how my Portuguese, especially written form, is really getting better, so you should definitely check it out. Another thing would be Italki. I don't know if you have heard for Italki. It is a great way to improve your language, to have a sort of conversation with native speakers, and you can give your lessons to others as well. So if you're interested, go check it out. It's really a great thing to do. With all this, I would like to tell you that I'm not sponsored by anyone to tell about my best application for studying language. It's just my personal experience and nothing more. Okay, so let's go to the list. Number 1, work benefits. So useful to speak as much languages as you can for a job, but for example, it really opens doors for a new job opportunities. For example, in call centers, people often are trying to find bilingual people or people who can speak more than 2 languages, because it's really appreciated if you can speak few languages. Another thing is, for example, in a company which normally has sort of connections with some working groups from some specific country, for example Canada and Mexican company, it's really useful to have at least one person who speaks Spanish, because during the meetings, on meeting, people with the same group, for example Mexicans, can speak Spanish and among themselves at the meeting, for example, and sometimes the Canadians can feel excluded because they don't know what the Mexicans are talking about. So it's really useful. In any way, to sum up, people who know few languages have great advantage at interviews than their competitors. So it's definitely one very important reason for studying new languages. Second, getting to know new cultures. Do I have to tell anything about it more? So actually, of course, studying new languages is not, for example, you study Spanish, is not just about studying words and vocabulary. You get insight into the Spanish culture and culture of all former Spanish colonies, and you get insight into something new and different from what you are used to. And there is a general belief that people who learn new languages are open-minded. It's definitely great advantage as well of learning new language. So if you're still thinking about it, just think about all the different cultures that you can inherit in yourself while learning new language. Third, social benefits. Have you ever been to some foreign country where you met someone speaking your own language? Well, I have. For example, I'm Croatian, as you know, and there are a lot of Croatian people working now in Germany. So when I was in Germany, I was at a restaurant and the waiter didn't speak English as good as he maybe should have. And my German is really not going so well, and I really had a hard time trying to explain what I want to order. And immediately Croatian waiter, the other one, came and told me in Croatian, "Oh, what do you want to order?" I felt as I was in my living room looking for someone who want to practice language with. Probably you will want to find someone whose native language is the one you want to speak, because you have feeling that that person really knows the best, and that way you can connect with different people and you can have friends all over the world, and that is the treasure that cannot be replaced by anything, trust me. Developing mental activity. It is said that learning new language actually accelerates cognitive development in your brain. So the more you study foreign languages, the more you practice your brain. According to some experts, bilingual subjects in various tests have outperformed monolingual subjects in verbal and non-verbal intelligence exercises. So it's definitely sure that studying new language can train your brain and make your memory be faster. While I was studying languages, I know that once my professor told us that actually studying new language, the grammar of new language, was the same as practicing maths. Okay, I'm not expert on math, so I don't know what to tell you about it, but there is a certain similarity between grammar system when you're trying to resolve grammatical problem and mathematical, because you have to use logic in both cases, right? And the fifth thing is travel. My favorite one. Okay. So I adore traveling, as you know, and I think that it is the only thing that really enriches you, even though you spend money. So nowadays, people, especially young people, travel so much that I think that our forefathers could have never imagined that it will be this way today. The world has become global village, and travel has become like essential way of living for almost every young person. And let's go with the languages. Even though basic knowledge of foreign language in a country that you're traveling in can help you to get by, to order food, drink or something, buy tickets, I don't know, you can really never have insight into the culture as much as you can when you can speak their native language with locals. In my own experience, I can tell you that when I was in Spain, I mean, I speak Spanish, not perfectly, I also make a lot of mistakes, but I speak it enough to have to lead the conversation, like normal conversation. And actually, and I was speaking Spanish with locals all the time, and it really helped me to get into the culture. Really got into the culture as much as possible, and I saw how they live day by day, what food should I try or avoid. Of course, we cannot learn all the languages in the world to every country that we travel in, but as much as you learn, the much you will feel comfortable about the country you are going to, because people who kind of speak the same language mentally connect themselves more. To sum up, there is great amount of advantages when learning a foreign language. Of course, you just have to choose the right one that you want to learn. And I know it takes money and time to invest into learning new language, but I think that actually it is the treasure that you will get when you see that you can lead the conversation in foreign language. So definitely, after you have seen and read all these advantages, think twice next time when thinking about getting into the new language. Good luck and keep going!